My phone has been in do not disturb mode for over 1,000 days in a row, and I can't imagine ever taking it out. What started out as an accident has turned into what feels like a low-key superpower, with benefits that, to be honest, kind of slip under the radar. But with years of experience living in both a notification-filled and a notification-free world, I feel like I am in a pretty good spot to talk about the real impact of turning on Do Not Disturb mode permanently. Have you ever heard the phrase, procrastination is the thief of time? Well, it's not exactly true. Procrastination is a symptom of a deeper issue, our inability to focus. And it's no wonder why we can't focus. Distractions are everywhere. From social media notifications to text messages and emails, we are constantly being bombarded with interruptions that take us away from the task at hand. It is so easy to get lost in a sea of notifications, even if we don't want to. The incessant buzzes and dings of our devices means that our attention is constantly under attack, and it's almost impossible to find a moment of peace in the chaos. But what we don't realize is that these interruptions aren't just minor annoyances. According to attention span expert Gloria Mark, it takes over 23 minutes to get back on track after an interruption. And every time we stop what we're doing to check a notification, we're engaging in what Cal Newport, who is the author of Deep Work, calls context switching. And context switching is the real thief of time. We often pride ourselves on our ability to multitask, but research shows that multitasking is a myth. In Deep Work, Cal explains that even when we think we're multitasking, we're not actually doing multiple things at once. Instead, what we're doing is switching back and forth between tasks, which causes us to do every task just a little bit worse than if we had just focused on one at a time. And to top it all off, multitasking doesn't even save time. If you have a lot of things to do and you want to finish them fast, single tasking is still the way to go. It sounds counterintuitive, but not only will you do better work, you'll finish the whole list faster than if you had tried to multitask and do everything at once. When I first put my phone in Do Not Disturb, I didn't know any of this. It was actually a complete accident where I put my phone in Do Not Disturb and then I just forgot to ever switch it back to Disturb. But as the days turned into weeks and the weeks turned into months, I started to notice something. Not only was I getting more done, I was also enjoying my life more. My relationships were better, my work was better, and I was less stressed overall. And when I looked at my phone and I saw that little Do Not Disturb icon, I felt a sense of relief, not anxiety over what I might be missing. And as I continued to live with my phone in Do Not Disturb mode, I started to realize something else as well. Most notifications and calls were not important at all. I was amazed at how much time and energy I used to spend on trivial messages, spam, and pointless social media notifications that would pull me into an endless rabbit hole of distractions. It turns out that only a very small percentage of notifications that I receive are actually urgent or important. Most can wait till later, and 99% can be completely ignored with no consequence at all. And if you're worried about missing important calls, there are ways to set up Do Not Disturb mode to let certain contacts through. You can add people to your emergency list or a favorites list that completely bypasses the Do Not Disturb mode. And if you're still worried about missing important calls, you can actually set up Do Not Disturb mode to allow repeated calls to come through. This means that if somebody calls you twice in a row, they would get past the Do Not Disturb mode and your phone would ring. I've also found turning off notifications for certain apps to be incredibly liberating. For example, I don't get notifications when I receive an email. Instead, I choose when to check my email, usually once in the morning and once in the afternoon, and I don't have to worry about new emails interrupting my day. Living in Do Not Disturb mode has given me a sense of control over my time and attention. Notifications no longer interrupt me when I'm trying to do deep work, and I feel like I'm able to focus on the things that really matter. So if you want a little bit more control over your time and attention, put your phone in Do Not Disturb mode and never take it out. And if you want more tips about how to slow down and live a more intentional life, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you on the next one.